Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to replace background of an image with a completely different image in Expo React Native for iOS using Vision framework. So let's get started. Right, so first we need to go to this particular URL to create an Expo React Native project. Now there are different templates for creating this projects. We will be using this blank TypeScript template. So I will be just copying this particular uh, like command to create Expo React Native project using this blank TypeScript template. The advantage is that it has very less boilerplate code and it also has TypeScript support. That's why I'm using it. Now we need to give our app some name, so it will ask us for an app name. I'll just give it as my app. You can name it whatever you feel like. So let it do its thing. In the next step which we need to follow is we'll just have to go to this particular URL and just open it in a new tab. So first we need to go to the Android device, go to select development build. I have disabled EAS because we will be building it locally. Then select macOS. I have already installed this command. I have already installed this. I have already installed this. I have already installed Android Studio, and I have already done all the required setup which is necessary for which is mentioned in the documentation. Okay, then I have already set this Android home path as well, and I've also set this z shell or environment variables inside our shell. Then we need to run this particular command, so I'll just copy it, and here we'll have to cd to our app. So our app has finished installing. I'll run this command. So let's just wait for this to finish. In the meantime, what we can do is we'll just scroll down and copy this command as well. So this will basically help us to create the Android folder for us. So this will actually create the native Android code which is necessary. So I'll just copy this command and paste it. Again, this will run some things and it will create the Android folder for us, so don't worry too much about it. Okay, so that's it for the Android part. Then you will have to go to the iOS device part. Again, select development build. Here you can disable EAS. I have already installed Xcode as well. I have already installed Xcode command line tools as well. I have already installed Watchman. We have already ran this command, so we don't need to run it again. If you want, you can run it. And then we need to run this particular command, so I'll just copy this. So here you can see like before I run this particular command, here you can see for that Android command which we ran, I get this error. Now this is not really an error. It is because I don't have an Android emulator installed and I have not connected my real Android device. That's why it is throwing me this error. It's not really an error. In your case, it might have selected the Android emulator whichever you have installed, or a real device if you have connected it to your laptop. But yeah, we don't need to run it again. You can just do Control C to dismiss this, because we haven't written any code, so no point in running it again. Same thing will happen for iOS as well, but for iOS I do have a simulator installed. Any which ways, we are not going to test it on an emulator or a simulator. I'll test it on a real device. Then I'll just paste this command. Now this will take a little bit of time to run because it needs to do all the CocoaPod installation as well. So let it do its thing. In the meantime, what I want to show it to you is this particular docs. So this will help us to create the native modules for us, in which we will be writing all the required necessary code. So here is the this is how we add a new module, but we'll need to wait for this iOS command to finish. So let it finish, then I'll come back and show the next steps to you. Okay, so here you can see it is asking me to run it on a simulator. I won't run it. I'll just press Ctrl C. Then, like I mentioned, we need to copy this command and paste it over here. Now this will ask us few questions like what should be our module name and all that stuff. I'll keep everything as default and just press enter, 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 and let it do its thing. Now given that we have installed this particular module for iOS, we again need to run this pod installation command for our module as well. So just go this and just paste this command as well. Again, now let it do its thing. This is just a cheat sheet which I have created, so don't get too confused. Again, this will take a bit of time, so let it do its thing. Here you can see it is installing that module. So what I will do now is I'll just remove this. Okay, I'll just open our project. So I'll just go. So here is my project. Now what I'll do is I will write down all the necessary code, come back and then explain it to you and show you guys the output as well. Okay, now let's go through the code base. So first, go to your modules, my module, and here inside the src you will have to go to my module.type.ts, And here I have just commented all this stuff out because we don't require any props as such in our case. uh, and we also don't require this onload method. For style, I don't know, this was not really working for me, so I've commented this out and I have added this ampersand view props. So this is a new thing which I have added, and I have imported this view props from React Native as well. So that's the thing which you have to do. Once you do that, let's first see the so there is one more thing which you have to do. Again, I'll come back to that in a bit. So you'll just have to go to your project. So this is our Expo project, right? And go to our iOS folder, and you will have to double click on this .exe workspace to open it inside Xcode. So I have already opened this inside Xcode, and inside this images folder, here you can see I have dragged and dropped three images. So first one is this image. It can be any image, and this is the second image which I have drag and drop, and this I have drag and drop a forest image as well. So I will replace the background of these two images, this lake and lake 2, with this forest image. Okay, so we will be doing one image at a time. So don't get confused. Just because I have taken two images, I'm not doing two images in one single go. It's just one image at a time. It's just to show you different images output. That's why I've taken two images, but you can take whatever image you feel like. So one for background image and two normal images just to replace their background. That's what I have taken. Okay, then again, coming back to this code, so I have commented this stuff out, and we have taken ampersand view props. Then inside the app.tsx, this is how I'm using it. I'm importing our module view. Then here I have created this my module view, and this is the style I'm using. I'm passing the width and height of 200 by 200. You can change it to whatever you feel like. Then you have to go to, again, the reason we have drag and drop this images inside this images folder of Xcode and not directly inside our React Native's root folder is because we will be using the UI image view which is native to iOS and not React Native's image view. Like, I don't know how to make this vision framework work with React Native's image view. I mean, there might be some way, but it would be extremely difficult and hacky because iOS vision framework works great in conjunction with native iOS UI image view. That's why we are using that. Again, inside VS code, I have just taken this. Again, you will have to go to the iOS folder, go to my module view.swift, and firstly you will have to import UI kit vision. You might see some code already been present. You will have to delete most of it. Just keep this class, whatever is your class name. Rest everything you can delete, and you also need to import this core image CI filter built-in. Okay, sorry, before I proceed with this file, you will also need to go to my module.swift, and again, this is all boilerplate code which is present by default. So you'll have to scroll down at the very bottom, and here you just have to create this particular view of my module view.self. Rest, this again was boilerplate code which was present by default. We are not using any props. We don't have this load method. We don't use this onload event. So I have commented all of this stuff out. So yeah, just be mindful of that. And here we are just calling this my model view. So we have imported UI kit vision as well as core image CI filter built-in. Then here we have created a class which extends Expo view which was present by default. Rest everything, whatever code was present by default, I have deleted that. And here I have created a UI image view, and here we override this required init method, and we add our image view as a sub view to our parent view. Then we just load this original image. Now this particular thing should be our own image name. So if you see over here, one of my images was called lake 2. That's why I'm using lake 2 over here. So change it to your own image name. And this is the background image name which I have named it as forest. As you can see, try to use JPEG PNG images. Don't try to use WebP or WebP. I mean, you can load WebP images, but it takes extra code. That's why I would recommend use JPEG and PNG images. So here is our forest image as well, which has been loaded, which I'm calling it as BG image. So we will be replacing the background of lake 2 with this particular forest image. Then here I have just created a background queue thread, and we are using the async method out of it. Then we just create this vn generate person segmentation request. Quality level is accurate. Output pixel format, I have using this one. Even I'm not sure what this is. I've just referred the documentation. Then we get a CG image out of the original image. Then we create an VN image request handler by passing the CG image, and the options is empty. Then here we do request handler dot perform, pass our request to it. Then we just do request dot results dot first, and here we just get vn pixel buffer observation. So we get all the results out of it. Then we just do results dot pixel buffer, we get the mask buffer out of it. Then we just do self dot. So here I have created this method which I will show you shortly, which takes the original image, mask buffer, as well as the background image, and whatever is the blended image, we just display it inside our image view. In case if there is an error, I'm just printing it to the console. And here we override this layout subviews method as well. So whatever width and height you are passing it from React Native side gets applied over here as well. So that's what we've done over here, right? We are importing our model view and passing the style of width and height to this. Then here I have created a method. Now even I don't really understand all this. I have just copied this code from a WWDC session video. So first we create a CI image, of which is called as mask. Then we create an input auto by passing, again creating a CI image as well as background as well for CI image. Then we get the mask scale x, scale y, and mask scaled as well. Then we get the background scale x, scale y, and background scaled as well. Then we create a blend filter by using this blend with red mask, pass our input image, background scale, as well as mask scale. Then we get the output image out of it. Then we create a CI context as well. Then we just do context dot create CG image, pass our output image. Then we just do output image dot extend, and then we just return our UI image by passing the CG image. In case if there is any error, we just return nil. So yeah, that should be it. You should be able to replace now a background of any image with your own background image. Now let's see the output. Okay guys, so as you can see, this is the output. Now I will again show you the original image. So the background of the original image has already been replaced with this new background image. So just to let you show you, just to show you guys again, so if I go to images, okay, ignore this. So this was the original image. I'm not sure if I can just show in Finder just to show it to you. Okay, why is this like this as a list? Okay, so here is the image. So this was the original image, okay, and if you see, and this was the background image which I was using, the forest image, and this is how the output looks like. I will show it to you for one more image. So I'll just, so if you see my images folder, I have one more image called lake 2, right? So I'll just replace this with lake 2, and I'll rerun this application. Now I'm running it via Xcode, sorry. And make sure you run this on a real device. It will not work on the simulator because Vision framework requires a real device. Now typically, like when I try to use that Expo run iOS device command, it always fails and opens the simulator for me. So what I typically do is I just open Xcode and I run the app via Xcode first, and then I start the Metro bundler using npx expo start. And once the app has completely installed from Xcode, then I scan this QR code and it automatically installs the app for us. So I don't know of a better way, but yeah, this works for me. Now this is the output for the second image. Here you can see the second image background has also been replaced with a new background image. So again, if I just show it to you, this was the second image. Show in Finder. Okay, so just to let you know, so this was the actual second image, but this is how the output now looks like. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.